The prophet Micah said, "He has showed you, O man, what is good, and what does the Lord require of you? To act justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly before your God." We believe in a God who wants to meet people's every need. We want to be a bridge for people to show the love of God to people in India, and by doing so, to be like Christ in this world. We often ask the question, what is my calling in life? We tend to wait for some miraculous word of God or direction from someone else, when actually the calling is the need that we see in front of us. We're here visiting the work of Jesus Mercy Home Association. They've been working to meet the needs of people in the rural area in South India. Through their network of churches, they come across people in extreme poverty, and we've been privileged to be part of that. Child sponsorship is a really good way of meeting the needs of children from a background of poverty. Sometimes it's orphans, sometimes it's children who have one parent and that parent is unable to afford to work and look after a child. So our programme of assistance has been, along with others, supporting JMHA to help them with the basic needs of a child in the home here. Some of these children might be orphans, some of them might just have one parent, and they might use that as a kind of boarding school where they come and they stay here and they go to school and they have all their needs provided for in a very loving and caring environment. Parents visit at the weekend if they have parents, and during the school holidays the child would go back to the village. We've also got some children who are sponsored in their villages, so that's a really great way of helping the whole family, because the sponsorship provision actually helps the whole family in that case. We've visited villages where this is the case, and other villagers come along and they say how grateful they are that we are supporting that family. Our child sponsorship programme works on the basis that if a sponsor in the UK wants to write a letter to their chosen child, they can do. Children can then write a letter back, and that gives them encouragement that someone cares about them. It's been good to see children from the sponsorship programme going on to higher education or university, or even developing a trade and trade skills like sewing and carpentry, engineering skills. We've got UK donors sponsoring social workers who work for JMHA. They cover a wide area of South India and network with JMHA for their social, spiritual, physical work that they do. Typically that involves visiting villages and telling people about the love of God, telling people about the local life care centre. It's a great honour to be here to cut the ribbon. To see the hard work that's been done in the building of this church. A life care centre is where people can use the building that a church uses for typical needs of a village, such as emergency shelter or shelter for widows and the homeless, but also for other activities like learning how to sew. The social workers themselves have a basic salary, and it's been part of our work is to have sponsors in the UK to contribute towards that basic salary to enable them to get a push cycle or a motorbike to enable them to actually carry out their work in a greater way. JMHA bring together social workers in monthly meetings to provide support to each other and teaching and learning off each other. I'm just always struck by their dedication to people who are very poor, and over such a wide area as well. If they haven't got a bike to ride around the villages, they'll walk between villages. Likewise, if they haven't got a motorbike, they'll get on their bike to actually go and tell people about God's love and try and reach the needs of local people. One area which the social workers have been extending their assistance to is the leprosy communities. People with leprosy are shunned by their families, by their workplace. They lose an awful lot of what they have in life, and they have to live together. They're forced to live together in communities, and they live in poverty because they're not able to work, they're not able to provide an income for themselves. Jesus Mercy Home Association has been reaching out to them to provide healthcare, to provide income generation projects, and to try and meet their spiritual needs as much as they can as well. We've been privileged to have UK donors giving towards the work of education, and that's been a great thing to see on this trip, that a school is doing really well, and they clearly have some needs that they want to complete a building. They want to make their standards higher, and it's just really encouraging to see that we've been a part of that. Through the work of Jesus Mercy Home Association, many people in the UK have made change happen for the good through one-off donations, regular sponsorship and gifts of finances to allow things to happen. There are opportunities to assist with healthcare, to assist with the provision of bore wells and fresh water, to assist with education, and to help children, widows, the elderly particularly, who are in extreme need. Wherever we are, we can all do something. Even if it's a small thing can have a big impact on someone's life, even for eternity. Through the work of our partner organisation, Love India is able to effectively reach the spiritual, social and material needs of some of the poorest people in India. Why not consider joining us? See more at www.love-india.org.uk.